This is the final part of a video series where we created a corporate section Zoom template in PowerPoint. In this particular section, we're going to create this Zoom section where we've created our sections, and now we've created each Zoom for each section, and we are going to be creating all these sections and then adding our transitions to our slides. To begin creating our sections, first let's just create a sort of table of contents where our sections will be. So I'm going to scroll up to the first slide and I'm going to create a new blank slide. Next, let's go over to, we're currently in the Insert tab. I'm going to go to Pictures and I'm going to select Stock Images and just give this a moment. I'm going to search for corporates and I'm going to select this image and I'm going to insert, give this a moment to download. Next, I'm going to copy this image and select the background, select picture or texture fill and then select clipboard, and it should fill it with this same image, and I can just go ahead and delete this image. Next is going to be a rectangle, so go to shapes and I'm going to select rectangle. Change the fill of the rectangle to black and shape outline is going to be no outline. The height of this shape is going to be 8 and the width is going to be 10 cm. I'm going to just move this maybe around here, but it really doesn't matter. We're going to group and then align. So select this, Control and Shift to create another copy here. Control and Shift again, create another copy here. Now select these three rectangles, Control Shift, and create another group of copies here, like this. So you should have this group of rectangles. I'm going to select all of them so that we can align them. Control G, under shape formats, go to align, align center, align middle, and now you can just click on this group and then on group. Now we can create our section. So what we're going to do, select slide 3, hold shift to slide 6. So hold shift down, select slide 3 and then slide 6. Right click and then I'm going to create add section, and this section is going to be about us. And I'm going to rename. Next is going to be 7 to 9. Right click, add section, and this is going to be products / services, and I'm going to rename that. Next up, let's do the same for 10 to 12, and I'm going to add section. This is going to be market insights. Next is going to be 13 to 15 is going to be add section. This is going to be financial performance. I'm going to rename that. Then 16 to 18 add section, and this is going to be future plans. And finally we have 19 and 20. Right click, add section. This is going to be contact information. and I'm just going to rename that. Now let's scroll back to slide 2. Go to insert, links, under zoom, select section zoom. Select 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 section, all those sections, and just go ahead and insert, and we're going to have all of these sections. So this is the final section. I'm just going to bring it here. This is going to be, I'm just going to move all of this like this. So this is section 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just going to select these two, or even before we do that, let's change the images before we now start aligning, because it doesn't make sense to just align and then we now change the image later. So let's go ahead and change, because all of these now are actually sections. So if we go to the slideshow, if I click on this section, it's going to take us to that section. So you can think of it as sort of a thumbnail, not necessarily an image. So we can change the image displaying the sections. So we can go ahead and do that. So I'm going to select this, right click, and we're going to select change image, and we're going to select stock images. We are going to search for meeting, and the image I want to use, just keep scrolling down till you get to the end of this particular search query. Just keep scrolling till you have essentially gone to the end, and you should find the image here. I'm going to insert and just give that a moment, and it should change. So this is what the image for our zoom would be. So I can come over to zoom. If you wanted to change the dimensions, there's no need to, just leave it as it is. We're just going to leave it like this. Now let's change the images for all of these two as well. Let's select this one, right click, change image, and I'm going to select stock images. Once again, just give this a moment. I'm going to search for meeting again, and once again, just keep scrolling down till you get to the end of this entire search query. Then now you can start scrolling up a little, and we're going to use this image, and I'm going to insert. Our image has changed. Let's do the same for this one. Right click, change image, and I'm going to select stock images. This is going to search for charts, and I'm just going to find the image I want to use, which is this one. I'm going to insert, and our image should change. I'm going to go to this one, right click, change image, and I'm going to select stock images. Give this a moment. Once again, we're also going to search for charts. I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to use this image, insert. Next is this one, right click, change image, and we're going to select stock images. Let me give this a moment. And this is going to be goal. Going to scroll, and we're going to use this image, insert, give this a moment, and then finally this one, right click, change image, and we're going to select stock images. We're going to search for computer, and I'm just going to scroll till I find the image I'm looking for. This image, insert, and this image should change, and there we go. That's the final one. Now I'm just going to align this. So let me just move this a little bit here. So I can just move this, align it to the center, align it to the top with this one, while also aligning it to the center. I could just use align. If I'm in doubt, just use align center to make sure. Let's do the same for this one. Move it till it's aligned to those other two images on top, and it's also aligned to the center of this one. I'm going to move this up and also center, just in case I'm not sure. This looks fine. I'm going to do the same for this one, align to the center and then the top. Same with this one, just align it to the center of that rectangle as well as the top of this other image, and you should have something like this. Now let's go over to insert text box, and I'm going to have this text. This is going to be about us. Let me quickly change the text color so you can see what I'm typing. Let's change the font to Montserrat medium and size is 24. Change the alignment of the text to center, and I'm just going to center it to this rectangle and have it here as well. Now I'm just going to hold Ctrl and Shift, create another copy here, same thing, another copy here, and select all three text boxes, Ctrl and Shift. Going to create another set of copies here. Let's now change the text for this one. This is going to be our products and services. I want services to be on a line. I'm going to just increase this, and I'm going to bring it back into frame. Next is going to be market insights. I'm going to increase the width of this and then just realign it back. Okay, next is this one. This is financial performance. Just going to move this here and also align it to the center. I think that's not quite right. Yep, that's the center. This is going to be future plans and goals. I'm going to move this here. I'm going to use my arrow key to kind of move it back in place. And finally, we have contacts information. Going to bring this back up here. Okay, so that is our section zoom. Let's now add some transitions. So for just slide 2, we're going to use the fade transition, and I'm going to increase the duration to 0.75. Now select slide 3 all the way to slide 20. Select this drop down, and we're going to use uncover for our transitions, and I'm going to make the duration 1.75 like this. So now let's go back to the first slide, or you could just start your presentation from here. So let's start our presentation from the beginning and see what it looks like. So we have our first slide, and when I click on my arrow key, we'll have our sections. You can click on any of the section if you want to go. Let me say I click on market insights, and I'm going to use my arrow key and we'll go to the next slide. or I'm just going to use escape, close that, and I'm going to go back to the first slide so we can start again. I'll just go back to the first slide and I'm going to use my arrow key. So if this was an actual presentation, you just need to use your arrow key, and by default it will just go to the first section, then go to the next one, and we'll have our animations for our text, and it's going to start with the next one, and then we have this section, this slide, sorry, and then when it's done it's going to go back to the default view. So when a presenter is making their presentation, if they just want to flow with it and they can go one by one, section to section through each slide, they can do that, or they could click to each section they want to view and just like have something like this. So at the end of all my videos or all my tutorials, I'll always encourage you, change things around. If you want to try a different color scheme, if you want to try different shapes, let's say for this particular card you want it to be squares, or you want it to be polygons, or you want it to be interesting shapes, you can go ahead and change it. You can change the images, maybe change the styles of animation, the text, the font, whatever it is, you can go ahead and change that. But anyway, that's it for this particular tutorial. I hope you enjoyed watching it and you enjoyed making this entire template. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.